Welcome to a new episode of Nails from A to Z. This episode is powered by Glossary Live.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Social Stars, and I'm joined today by Alison Nicole of Merced in California. Hello Alison, welcome to Social Stars.
Hi, how are you?
Very well today, thank you, and extremely pleased to meet you for this interview because my friend and colleague Alicia Romando, who we share as a friend and colleague, has told me so much about you, and she said, Alex, please jump on an interview with Alison. You're going to have such a great time, and there's so much that she can teach us and share with us. So that's why I'm here today, and I'm really grateful that you've joined me.
I am thankful too. I love her so much, and I'm really excited to share with you guys today.
Okay, great. Well, let me just fill the viewers in on a little bit about you. So you're a licensed cosmetologist, and you've been licensed for the last 20 years. And I understand that you started in hair and nails, but you've gyrated into the nail side because you've got a passion for nails and the creativity and expression that it brings to you. So I know that you moved into that, and in your career, it seems that you've educated on various platforms about 160,000 people. And also, I know that your Instagram current following is over 100,000 people watching your nail art and following you. So I wanted to talk to you about how this has all come about and how successful you've been and the journey that you've taken so far. So I want to start, Alison, could you tell me, why do you love nails?
I love that I get to, honestly, the reason why I stuck with nails, because at first I was like, I'm going to do everything. I want to do makeup, hair, nails, waxing, like all of it. And I still honestly love to do my own makeup. I love to do my friends' hair and such. But nails, to me, I like the time span that I was with somebody. I like the switch up. Hair was like 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours sometimes. But nails, I was always a little more confident in it. And I just love meeting that much more, having that many more people in my chair. And nails, I could do somebody, honestly, every 2 hours. So that's kind of why I love the nails, because I was just meeting new people and just expressing my creativity through that little tiny, canvas that I had. And I just really loved it. And again, I was just really confident when I started doing nails. So yeah.
That's I can see how that works, definitely, because you've got far more people face to face. It's a lot more intimate. I can see how that would float your boat. So your nail art style has been coined as trailblazing. So can you tell us a little bit about how that came about and why that is the case?
So actually, when I first started doing nails, it was a trend called the flare or duck nails, which is actually coming back in again. I've been seeing quite a bit on TikTok. And so the flare duck nail thing was totally my era. When I started, I was like the queen of doing those nails. So the uniqueness of it, I think, kind of separated me from everyone else. And I just grew in just crazily like on doing that type of nail. And I would use like Lisa Frank kind of style, the cheetah, the zebra, the neons, and just kind of go crazy, let my creativity flow. Everyone that came into me would just let me do whatever I wanted. Nobody ever gave me suggestions. Nobody ever gave me like inspo pics. It was just kind of like, do your thing, girl. And it was just awesome. I loved it so much. And that's kind of the uniqueness where it started for me.
It started with the style of duck nails, the queen of duck nails.
And the queen of duck nails. I had articles written up about me in my town, Merced, the newspaper, like trendy little downtown magazines. They would come and do articles on me. So yeah, everybody that knows me and has been rocking with me, they know that for sure. You could Google it. It's so funny.
That's amazing. So
yeah.
So your career, what has driven your career in nails, do you think?
Honestly, I feel like it was in me since I was a little girl. Like I always loved to just share that experience and share that intimacy, I believe, with others and really get to know them on a personal level. And when you physically touch hands, you're exchanging energy. And I've have family now just from clients that started off as a client. Now they're like friends who've turned into family. And I just love sharing that intimacy with my clients. I love that the way that I could personally share my creativity was through nails. So
That's amazing. So when did you move your whole self onto a social media platform? When did that happen, and what was behind that?
so I actually had a client. She was studying in college for marketing and becoming a personal assistant to others. And she's like, you need to get on Instagram. So I was like, okay, what is that? And I was like, oh, cute. You can filter pictures. Like I used it just solely to like filter my pictures. I never knew about hashtags or anything like that. And then the next appointment, she's like, girl, you need to use it like Twitter. Do like hashtags, all that good stuff. And then it was like I grew a little more, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. So honestly, I didn't start really seeing growth until I noticed the Valentino dust collector machine. A lot of girls were posting their nails on the machine. So I was like, oh, I need to get on that. So I ordered the dust collector years ago, and I started just really kind of dedicating that time after the appointment, leaving like a 15-minute window to be able to have the time to take pictures of my clients' nails, and then started sharing them, putting a little more effort into it, using the right hashtags, and then it kind of just took off from there. It was probably 2013, 14, but didn't really started heavily till about 15, 16. Yeah.
So I know that at some point you decided that you needed to meet David Di Lorenzo, the owner and CEO of Valentino Beauty Pure. So tell me a little bit about meeting David, because I understand that that's a pivotal moment in your career, because
Mhm.
because getting involved with the Valentino community, which I know you are an educator and ambassador for now, I know that that had exponential growth for your profile and you as a nail artist. So can you tell us a little bit about meeting David and how that moved your career on?
Yeah, yeah. So I actually would go to nail shows. That was kind of my way of getting inspired and just networking and kind of throwing myself out there. I looked forward to it. And I remember seeing him with like all these girls at their booth, and they were like the coolest people. I was just like, wow, I want to be her someday. Like, how do I get over there? So I was like one of the first, I think, nail techs that would put your Instagram name, your at. I printed shirts for all of my girls. So there was probably 7 or 8 of us from my salon that we were rolling deep with our at, and A and Nelco shirts, and they had their username. And I walked up to him and I was like, how do I become her? I want a demo. And he was just like, who are you? And I was like, you don't know who I am? He's like, I'm so sorry, I don't. And I was just like putting myself out there. I really was not that girl, but I introduced myself. I gave him my card. I took a picture with him, and then we just kind of stayed in contact after that. And then he asked me if I needed gel, if I was a gel person. I really wasn't a gel girl because I did the duck nails. So fanning out the acrylic, I used colored acrylic because it was easier to kind of fan out those colors. And I just really wasn't into gel at that time. And so he was like, okay, well, I have something for you. And then he asked me to be an educator and flew us out to Florida. There was like 5 of us. And ever since then, it's just been literally the best yet in my career.
So staying on the subject of Valentino, what is it
Mhm.
you love? Because I know it's an incredible community that David has created. What do you love about the community of educators and ambassadors? Because I know that you really do support each other, and you are all
Mhm.
about success for each other and success as a team. So what do you
Mhm.
love about that most?
So I think what drew me into the Valentino and the idea was the family, his mom, his dad, him. They're all so involved. And I really love that about the company, as well as the health of us nail techs. That's really what caught my eye, was like the dust collector, removing the dust so it's not in our face, it's not in our client's face. The chairs, the anatomy of the desk, the way they're properly, we're sitting, and the ergonomic, what is it called? You know what I'm trying to say.
Ergonomics. Ergonomics.
Yes, that's really what was like gave me a little soft spot, was like, wow, this is a company that really cares. So that's kind of what drew me in. And then as well as like just the vibe that he created, the vibe at the nail shows, it's like he cared more than anyone else about us nail techs. It wasn't just a product, it wasn't just demoing, it was like the conversations, the just the products itself, and then the whole vibe of Team Valentino, which is like where I started, was like, we want to see you win. I started off going to nail shows where everyone gatekeeped. Like, oh my God, girl, I love your brush. Where did you get it? Oh, I don't remember. And it would make you feel like bad about yourself because you want to grow, you want to know the cool things. And it was like everyone was gatekeeping. And so I feel like David came in at a time where we were all ready to just share ideas. And it's so motivating when you get with a group of women or men, whoever, like that are interested in the same exact thing. And when it comes to art, we all help motivate each other so much because something I lack, Noodle is really, successful or super intelligent, or she's educated herself on this. So she's going to share it with me. Something that Noodle lacks, I'm going to be right there helping her out. And that's truly what I love. I love that it's so me. And I just felt like this is really for me. This is where I'm meant to be.
So
So
it is
collectively, we grow way better together than by ourselves.
Yeah, I think you're proving with everything you say here, Alison, that the idea of community and lifting up people beside you, working as a team, always a winner. And the people that don't share and don't want to do that, it just stunts your growth. It's a very
It
strange.
really does. It
Right.
really does. And as a beginner, I feel like these beginners come into the industry and they're excited. They're so excited to meet us. They're so excited to just see us. And if they get that reaction of like, it really kind of can crush your dreams.
Well, can you give us then, Alison? We want some ideas from you about how you utilize the whole social media platform in terms of frequency of posting, topics that you post. What is important to you, and what sort of regime do you follow?
So I honestly have learned to just be myself. And the things that are really important to me is what I like to share in my community. Of course, nails being the number one thing. Number two being, energy, your vibe, keeping a positive mindset, how that can just, gravitate all the things you want in life and what it can do for you. Even when if you're a beginner nail tech or you've been in the industry for 10 years, even our classes, we set a tone, we kind of reignite your fire, we build confidence, and we just kind of give you that push and that confidence that you need.
What do you, as an educator, offer a student? What can they expect under the guidance of you? So that's moving through the same question, really, because you obviously have quite a strong idea of what's important, and confidence. I love the fact that you keep bringing up confidence, because that's one of the things that when you've got your confidence in check and you put your skills on top, then you can grow. So can you carry on with that train of thought and tell us what a student working under you can hope to achieve and grow into?
So a student working under me, after you say maybe you've invested in a class with me, and I always tell them before anyone leaves, this doesn't stop here. The door is always open. Whether you DM me, you guys have my, my salon. If they're local, I'm like, take advantage of me, utilize me. I'm in your same town. Like, come to me when you need things. If I don't have the answer, I can find it out, or I can direct you possibly in the right way. So I always say DM me, call me, text me if you need anything, if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to help you guys. So I always make sure that they know that this door is always open and it doesn't stop after one class. And usually after they take one class with me, they want to take another, and they want to do a one-on-one possibly. And, hopefully this year we'll be opening the doors to online classes, which that's, giving everyone an opportunity to experience this education and the confidence building that I truly feel like is so important.
What's fantastic actually is, I mean, I've been in the nail industry a long time, and one of the things that was always underlying years ago was that nail salons were always worried about the nail salon down the road, and always
Right.
seeing other nail techs and salons and professionals as competition. You're basically saying, Inma said, wherever you set up, if I've trained you, wherever you set up, whatever your career does and whatever you want to do with it, I'm here, my door's open, and I'm always here to support and help. And that
Right.
is a fantastic attitude, and extremely appealing for any student out there that's looking to build their confidence and their skills, and feeling that The one thing you don't want to do is walk away from great training and then find that you're isolated and on your own. So I think you've got all the measures of a great, successful whole bucket of education, friendship, community. It's all oozing out of here for sure.
I love it. I love it. And what's meant for me is always going to be for me. What's meant for you is always going to be for you. No one's going to take that away from you. So it's
Right.
like, let's help each other. The more I know, if I keep it to myself, it's not going to do me any good. But if I share it with everyone, then that's just growing and building up everyone around us. The entire industry is going to grow and level up, and it's just going to keep expanding. So, yeah, that's my
Absolutely.
motto.
Yeah, it's about growth for all because we can all then educate the public together. And by
That's right.
educating the public, then everything in the industry changes and evolves. That's brilliant. So
Yep.
can you tell me, can you give us an idea then, Alison, what's a typical day for you?
So I usually wake up, have some coffee. I try to meditate. I try to do at least 5 minutes. If I only have 5 minutes, I'll do it. Make some little bit of time for me. And then I usually go to my salon between 8:30 and 9. I'll have 3 to 4 clients a day. And then I usually try to squeeze in a little bit of content while I'm there. So yeah, if I can like take down a nail, get some little clips in of things that I might not be able to create at my own little studio I have at home, I'll do little clips of that. And then usually I get home and I pick up my son, do my little things at home. And then I do have a studio at home. So I find myself coming out here in the evenings and I'll change my nails at least 3 to 4 times a week for content. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My evening is I like to chill, like to hang out, and especially with the weather right now, it's not very good. So I've just been kind of soaking it all up and I try to create as much as I can.
So what's on your nails right now? Dare I ask?
Dare you not ask,
Oh,
please. I'm in between sets, so I'm going to be doing a really fun. I just laid the acrylic; it's filed, but I'm going to be painting them for Valentine's Day, and this hand is little nubs.
okay. And
So
where
yeah,
and
you
where
caught
do
me in between.
okay, so you're doing Valentine's for that hand, but where do you look for in when you're not doing themed nails? Where would you go for your inspiration for your designs?
Honestly, I like to look at reels, and I like to look at the trending audio. Usually, the trending audio, there's always something in nails there. And most of my For You page, which is what I look at the most, is going to be nails. So either on TikTok or Instagram. And then sometimes I go to Pinterest, but I actually don't look at nails on Pinterest. I look at like fashion, and that's where I kind of gather all of that and mix it all up in a bowl and add my own secret sauce of what's in my mind. And yeah, that's kind of what I do.
So moving on to your actual salon itself, Alison, I believe that you employ 8 people inside your salon, and
Yes.
I believe that you have an ethic, a business ethic, where you like to employ people who have the same mindset as you, that think like you. So, can you talk to us about what's the name of your salon and what do you serve? What services do you have? Tell us all about it and tell us about your team.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I have 8 girls. I have a hairstylist. I have an esthetician who does lashes, waxing, tooth gems, teeth whitening, and then the rest are all nail techs. One specializes in pedicures and natural nails, gel, all of that good stuff. When I say I look for like-minded people, because it's some people, not everyone can work in a group of women. We all share ideas. We collab together and create little contests amongst each other. I would say everyone is very good at nail art that works in my salon. So that's really what I look for, somebody that can do like the crazier nails, the 3D nail art, not so much like character painting, but just like the crazy kind of nail art, the trendy stuff.
So, can you give me, Alison, your opinion of the power of the pairing of education and social media? When you've got those two things going on, what's the power that that can give a nail tech?
I mean, honestly, it's limitless because you're now having an audience all over the world. So if you utilize your social media and you show clips of you teaching and you're touching a student and you're just giving them that little bit of one-on-one, or they see the group class and the kits, the way you present yourself online. if I'm going to teach a class, if I'm not presenting myself as a teacher, then why would somebody want to learn from me? Right. So, and then having the audience, if you have social media, I say take advantage of all of it. I know it can be time consuming, but if I can make time for it, I'm sure all of you can as well. And just take advantage. It's all free advertisement. At the end of the day, it's literally free to us. So utilize all TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest. I share a lot of things to Pinterest. A lot of us forget about that, but a lot of people, if you notice in salons, they bring a Pinterest photo. That's the first thing they bring. So let's not forget about Pinterest and Twitter. Honestly, I utilize all of it. And a lot of times you can share, and Facebook. Facebook has a lot of amazing groups for nail techs. And the bigger your audience is, the more likely those people are going to be able to see your post for your class or your trainings, and you're going to more likely be able to help more people. So that's what I do.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the classes you offer, Alison? Because I understand you're nationwide across the USA. Can you tell us what you educate, what kind of classes you do, and how people can find you and what they can expect from you?
Yeah, so we like to we're going to have a new exciting education program this year. So we're going to be teaching hard gel. We're going to be teaching different art looks as well as acrylic. We always we always kind of teach about, building a clientele, going over some salon idea techniques, questions and answers. We always take time for that. Our classes do come with a kit as well as a Valentino certificate. So that's always really exciting. And I know a lot of schools will use those hours that you take that class towards your licensing. So if you're in school, that's something to think about, because you can use those hours for your school hours, which is really nice.
So, can people do one-on-one with you? Do you have
Yes.
like an academy inside your salon so people can come and actually sit with you?
Yes, so I do offer one-on-ones in Merced at my salon, and I do have a setup. You do receive a kit, you do receive a Valentino certificate as well. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find me at A&Nelco on Instagram, A&Nelco on TikTok, as well as Facebook. So yeah, that's something that we could chat about if you're interested in, and I would love to help you grow.
Brilliant. So, well, can you then, because obviously you've nailed how to be successful across all these amazing social media platforms. So, can you just give us some hot tips on how to gain confidence on your posting, and what tips could you give to help people get their growth and really get some movement in their profiles?
Just post. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it, because you'll never do it. Just post. Post, walk away for 5 seconds, go back on it, and engage. If you got 3 hearts, that's beautiful. That's 3 hearts. That's a start. If someone comments on that, make sure you respond. They took time to comment on your post. Take the time to respond. So engage for a bit. Don't just post and walk away and never go back. You have to do the engaging. And I just recommend that you're consistent. Show up, show up, show up. So show your face on stories, engage with your following, be consistent, and I promise you'll see the growth. It'll be super fast. You'll see it.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so engagement and engaging with your audience and responding and actually just almost creating a conversation is how you is your hot tip for us today. Brilliant.
Yes, that's my hot tip.
Brilliant. Well, look, thank you, Alison. Thank you very, very much for joining me today and talking to me about your social media stardom and how it's worked for you. It's been great to get your hot tips.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much.
My pleasure. Well, thank you very much for watching this edition of Social Stars, and I'll see you on the next edition. Thank you.
For more nail stuff, don't forget to visit glossarylive.com to find inspiration, trends, step-by-steps, and news. It's all about nails.